As names go, Paul Smith may not initially conjure thoughts of individuality, creativity, or color. But as Seth Doane discovered, there's nothing ordinary about the fashion designer who goes by the name Paul Smith.
Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Hiya.
There's a salesman at London's flagship Paul Smith store.
Lovely to see you.
Such a pleasure.
I've got the very same shoe.
Who sets his own hours.
You've got it. That's got to be good.
And pretty much does what he wants.
You all right? That's a nice one, isn't it? Hiya. Hello.
How often do you go into the shops and work?
I'm the Saturday boy. Yeah,
He's not just the Saturday boy, that's his name on the label. Sir Paul Smith is one of Britain's most successful independent designers, with 130 stores in more than 60 countries.
Do people recognize you?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes it's a bit embarrassing when I'm pinning somebody's trousers up and then they start talking about this person called Paul Smith.
What do you say?
I have to slope off and go, yeah, it's like, oh, he's supposed to be a nice guy. Sneak off. Is somebody actually serving?
He's been working the shop floor for more than 50 years, starting with a tiny windowless retail space in Nottingham, England. It was not the career he'd envisioned.
I mean, I left school at 15, wanted to be a bike rider. So, you know, I don't have any skills, really. I'm not very bright. I said I want to be a racing cyclist. And my dad said that's not a real job.
So Smith has found a way to incorporate cycling into this specialty, whether motifs in his collections, designing bikes and gear, or just riding to work.
You wanted to be a professional cyclist.
Yes.
That was the dream.
Yeah, but finished very abruptly at 18 and after a bad crash. But
what happened?
I ended up being in something called fashion.
It worked out for you.
Yes, it worked out. I fell into fashion. Yeah.
He's become known for sartorial simplicity. His clothing designs often give a creative twist to the classics. It was his wife, Pauline, who taught him to sew.
How do you go from learning how to sew and make a suit at the kitchen table to opening your first store?
Very difficult, I suppose, but the joy then, and not absolutely not now, is that you weren't in a hurry.
You're in a hurry now?
Well, no, the world is in a hurry. I'm not in a hurry at all.
Smith used savings to open that first shop in 1970, and within 6 years was hosting a fashion show in Paris at a friend's apartment.
Pauline and I sewed all the trousers, and the models were just people we knew. The music was on a cassette, you know, do you remember the cassette? But, you know, you can do things in a more humble way. It is possible. And in a way, it's more charming. And right now, I'm really in the mood to start going back to doing things like that again. It's a young Michael Jackson.
The 78-year-old designer's approach is a contrast to the flashy, ego-driven world of fashion, and it carries through to his art-filled London headquarters.
This is my executive minimal office. Welcome. And as you can see, I've tidied up specially for you.
He admits he does not know exactly how this started.
One person from Japan who just sends fish to me.
But people around the world
That's baby Jesus.
have been sending him things for years.
Angel Gabriel's lost a wing, everybody. And then
He keeps pretty much all of it and starts each workday around 6 a.m., showing his appreciation.
if they send me something and it's got an address, then I'll write a little postcard to say thank you. These are all matchboxes that are fans
It's all
sent me
part of his creative process.
This is a gorgeous one, this one. This is, obviously we're famous for our stripes.
Ideas can come from anywhere. His signature stripes happened by chance.
I did a stripe in, I think it was the 1990s, with many, many colours in it, and it was just really popular. It will just be under a cuff. Sometimes it's a sock.
These are your stripes?
As a fashion designer, you have to have things that are very seasonal, but also you know that the bulk of the world will wear classical clothes. So it's all about having the balance.
He focuses on staples, tailored shirts and suits, but does not shy away from a bold print when inspiration strikes.
This is what you're seeing while you're on the vacation.
Yeah, coming back with photographs, and then the team painting from the photograph, and then that turning into a fabric. I mean, this is mad.
And things that arrive in the mail can end up in stores.
One time we got 400 cell phones. I think it just said, "I know Paul Smith likes things." And we made a whole wall out of them in one of the shops.
Here are your Dominoes.
Yeah.
There's a wall of 26,000 Dominoes in London.
We design all our own shops around the world because I am passionate about individuality.
His shop in Los Angeles is bright pink.
LA is big. Most people don't walk. So I just thought you've got to build something, a sore thumb. You've got to build something that really goes.
But what's the thinking behind all of this? Because this costs money to spend time.
Because in this homogenized world where everything is the same, where everybody looks at a screen, I want people to get goosebumps, and then they would walk into somewhere and they think, "Oh, wow, oh, that's interesting. Oh my gosh, oh, I never thought about that."
He sees value in making that extra effort while injecting a bit of humor and humility along the way.
I didn't quite make it. You can make people look more important, more sexy, more famous, whatever, but it's not heart surgery. It's just fashion, and I love it, and it's important, but don't get too big a head.